First, sponsored by Matex Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
Winds gusting again to 30 miles an hour across the area. You can see Paris 30, 29 in Decatur, 26 in Champaign. A southerly wind, but wow, it feels incredible with these temperatures. It's 70 over in Taylorville and Springfield, 67 in Champaign, slightly cooler to the north near Watsika and Pontiac around 63. So as we go throughout the course of tonight, you may be looking at the radar on your phone and saying, what's this green stuff? Well, none of this is reaching the ground. The air is really dry. A nice evening is expected with temperatures that are going to be staying just a tad bit warmer for us. Mid-50s still at 11 o'clock. We're going to come back, talk about some rain that is possible for your Thursday. Stay tuned for that. WCIA 3 News starts right now.
Now on WCIA 3 News.
Leaders in this city walked into a meeting with the district and almost as quickly walked out. Why they say they are now prepared to strike.
A mother was convicted for killing her son in a fire. Why she was exonerated more than a decade later.
You shouldn't have to worry in today's day about putting your child on a school bus.
But it's still a concern a lot of parents have, how some are making sure your kids get to school and home safely. We have breaking news tonight. The Decatur Teaching Assistants Union says it's planning to go on strike Tuesday. This after their leader says they walked into a negotiating session and got stonewalled by the school district. WCIA 3's Emily Braun is live in Decatur. Emily, how did this happen?
Paul, the leaders from both sides walked into the negotiating session, and not even 15 minutes later, the president of the union walked out and told the union members that were here outside that the district voted unanimously not to budge on health insurance offers, and so they are now prepared to strike. There was a lot of emotion after that happened. Tears, anger, and increased passion. The union members seemed loud and proud when they came here before the meeting to make their presence seen and heard. But after that announcement, the union members I talked to felt defeated. One of their biggest sticking points was that fair health insurance. And when the school board voted 7-0 not to change their current offer on that today, one board member told me it felt like a slap in the face. With the cards stacked against them, the union president told me that she's still holding on to some hope that maybe they can reach a deal before Tuesday. But she says the chances are not looking good, and so they are fully planning to strike. Live in Decatur, Emily Braun, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
All right, Emily, if you learn anything new, of course, let us know. Thanks. Well, we reached out to the district for comment. We have not yet heard back. Authorities arrested a man wanted for sexually assaulting 2 girls in April. Romeo Andres is in custody. He's been on the run since May. Both victims are under the age of 13. Andres pleaded not guilty. He'll be back in court in December. We have a follow-up tonight. A man wanted for a shooting in Champaign turned himself into Indianapolis police. He's back in Champaign County. Jerry Exum was booked in the Champaign County jail. He's the suspect in a shooting that happened earlier this month. Police say he shot 2 men in Champaign. Both of them are expected to survive. The trial's underway for a man accused of a murder on Halloween 2 years ago in Decatur. 22-year-old Quantravis Richardson is accused of shooting and killing those 2 men. Investigators say Richardson had been drinking. They also say he was angry and took that out on 2 men who had done nothing to him. A woman from Indiana spent 17 years in prison for a crime she did not commit. Now she's sharing her story with people across central Illinois. Christine Bunch was convicted of arson and the murder of her 3-year-old son. He died when her home caught fire in the 90s. She was exonerated in 2012. WCIA 3's Gabrielle Franklin joins us from our Capitol newsroom tonight. Gabrielle, you spoke to her today. What was she doing in Springfield?
Paul, Christine Bunch teamed up with the Illinois Innocence Project to help explain their mission of getting justice for people who are wrongfully convicted of crimes. In the summer of 1995, Bunch was arrested and charged with setting a fire that took the life of her son. She was charged with felony murder on top of the arson charge and sentenced to serve 60 years in prison. Her charges came after an Indiana arson investigator testified that a liquid accelerant was poured onto the floor of her mobile home. But files her attorney subpoenaed showed that floor samples from her son's room tested negative for any of those accelerants. And the only place kerosene was found was in the living room, where a heater was being used in the winter. Bunch says today's trip is all about awareness.
It's very hard to go back and reliving, losing my child all over again, but it's also necessary because I need people to realize that this can be something that happens, an accident, and you can end up in prison for it. And we want to make sure that doesn't happen to anybody ever again.
Bunch was only 22 years old and pregnant with another son at the time of her arrest. Now, she says that made her journey all the more difficult, but she enjoys spending time with her son now that she is out and he's a little bit older. Paul?
That's a heartbreaking story, but definitely a necessary message. Gabrielle, thanks. Well, Bunch is not done sharing that story in Central Illinois. Tonight at 6, she'll join cadets at the Police Training Institute at the U of I. Her goal is to help law enforcement avoid these situations of wrongful conviction in the future. Between 50 and 70 cadets are expected to take part in her discussion there. A man is dead after a single-car crash in Ford County. It happened this morning on I-57. Police say a 72-year-old man was driving northbound when he went off the road and hit a guardrail. Officials have not released his name. New at 5, the Mattoon police chief says the number of officers at his department is dangerously low. The department has 35 full-time officers. That puts about 4 officers on the street during a normal shift. He says that's not enough to cover the more than 30,000 calls they get each year, and that number is only growing. On the other hand, there are 8 firefighters on any given shift in Mattoon. The interim fire chief says that's a requirement per union contracts. It also helps them assure safety when called to a fire. The police chief says that's far too many firefighters and not enough police. City leaders are negotiating with the fire department to try and make changes, but say their goal is not to put more officers on the streets, rather to cut spending overall. One school district could see some consolidation, what it's all to make room for. Plus, thousands of dollars are going toward dilapidated homes in one city, but it's not to fix them. Why officials say they're beyond repair.